Hey everybody, it's Dr. Quincy Hawley, one of the co-founders of Get MotiVETed, and in this video, I'm going to be introducing the Veterinary Burnout P.R.E.P certification program. I am so excited about this program because I graduated from veterinary school in 2013, and I got burnt out quick. So I went into a really busy practice where I was seeing about 25 to 35 cases a day as a new grad, and I didn't have any healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with all of that. And so I did well clinically, but in terms of the non-clinical or the well-being aspect, I was kind of struggling a little bit. And long story short, over the years, since 2016, myself and Renee and Dr. Feldman, we created this company, Get MotiVETed Veterinary Wellbeing Solutions, that has really helped thousands of veterinary professionals to live personal and professional lives of well-being. And now we're packaging all of that into the world's first veterinary-specific burnout certification program, the Veterinary Burnout P.R.E.P certification program. So really excited about it. Now, why is this needed in veterinary medicine? If you've been in vet med for at least a day, then you know that veterinary medicine has some stressors and challenges that come unique to the profession itself, right? And it's our firm belief that one's level of preparedness is directly correlated to one's success at preventing and overcoming burnout. In other words, if you are prepared because you have done your homework and you have learned the tools and you've learned the strategies, you've learned the tactics and the principles that help you to thrive despite any combination of circumstances, conditions, and life events that veterinary medicine and life can throw at you, then you will do well. You will be prepared. Okay, and if we think about it, we're prepared well for the clinical aspect. And there was actually a survey that was done by a small organization where they asked the question, in which area do you feel you struggle the most as a veterinary professional? And as you can see here, 41 votes, which was the most, went to wellness, work-life balance, staying healthy. And then the second highest number was for financial literacy. And the third highest number was for professional development. And way down here, we see the clinical aspect of things. And I think for the most part, we're prepared clinically because we go to veterinary school, we go to technician school, we get the clinical training if we're an assistant and we come into the veterinary community or come into the veterinary workforce. But it's these areas here, the wellness, financial literacy, and professional development in which we actually struggle. And also, life in general brings challenges that spares no one, okay? And I think if you've been a human for long enough, right, then you can probably understand that sometimes there are traumatic things that can happen to us in life. People can get sick. There can be things going on like a global pandemic or like, an invasion of another country that can cause anxiety. And there's just a myriad of things that can happen, from financial stress and troubles and struggles and things like that, to just low confidence and low self-esteem, maybe from the way you were raised, or maybe from just different interactions you're having with people in your personal life, maybe your significant other, maybe a family member. That life in general can bring stress, okay? And when you combine that stress with the stress of veterinary medicine, then we can find ourselves in a very difficult situation. And basically, this Burnout P.R.E.P certification program is needed because we believe that members of the veterinary community, we believe that you can cultivate the tools, the strategies, the tactics, the principles, and the resources that will allow you to succeed as it relates to well-being in life and in veterinary medicine. And we know that if you are able to remain in the veterinary profession, right, and if you're able to not just endure painfully through being in veterinary medicine, but if you're able to enjoy what you're doing as a veterinary professional, then we know that we can ultimately treat more animals, we can give clients better experiences, while also just having an ideal experience as a veterinary professional. And that's why we need this certification program. So what is Veterinary Burnout Prep? Okay, so we're about to cover the program requirements, the content, and the instructors, the benefit and the meaning of the accolade that you're going to get once you actually finish this certification program, and then the investment that you'll have to make in order to be a part of it. So for this program requirements, first and foremost, you must be a member of the veterinary community, okay? That's just one of the things. This isn't for people in human medicine. This isn't for people in law or in education. This is for veterinary professionals. In order to get your certification of veterinary burnout preparedness, you're going to have to complete 20 hours per year. That may seem like a lot, but in actuality, it's really not that much. And we're going to show you some really easy and simple ways to just blow through these 20 hours per year. It's actually a little bit, in my opinion. I would say that myself and Renee, that we're probably putting in at least 75 to 100 hours per year into our own personal well-being and training, and it's probably actually more than that, but we're going to show you exactly how you can do the same thing without making yourself more busy, without stressing yourself out more, okay? Without the time poverty that oftentimes busy veterinary professionals experience. You must also complete 2 approved assignments each year. We'll talk more about the assignments later on in this presentation. You must pass a final assessment, and then you must submit your application. We're going to talk about all these things in a little bit. The content, we're going to be covering so many just powerful topics that will help you to get your way ethically in life and in veterinary medicine. I can't wait for you to experience the content and the courses and the videos and the audios and the podcasts and the written things if you like to read. We're going to be covering relationships, anxiety, boundaries, mindfulness, personal development, self-growth, suicide prevention, support networks. We're going to be covering all of the self-characteristics, self-discipline, self-esteem, self-reliance, confidence, self-belief, all of these different things. And I think that one of my favorite topics to cover is 24-hour mastery / time management. And so I'm not going to sit here and read through all of these, but you're going to get a full-blown smorgasbord of information, of practical tools, of practical strategies that you can use to overcome the difficulties that we can face in life and in veterinary medicine. Here are some of the benefits and the meanings of this Burnout Prep certification. So if you're an individual, you're going to get that certification. You're going to get the credentials that you can add to your name. I believe it's the CV. I always get mixed up. The certification of veterinary burnout preparedness, your CVBP. So excited about that for you. This is going to be a badge of honor. You'll have stuff that you can share on social media once you've actually achieved the certification. And you'll have to forgive I have a Blue Crown Conure downstairs, and I have a Weimaraner who's right here. So if you hear heavy breathing or if you hear that bird screeching downstairs, my apologies. Okay. And then you can also just join the ranks of many other individuals who have the same exact certification, and it'll somewhat be almost like a little bit of a fraternity or sorority, that when you see someone else with those credentials, you'll know what they're all about. And if you're a hospital, you're going to, or an actual organization, you'll get you can become a Burnout Prep member hospital. So we don't have a certification necessarily for hospitals, because that takes a lot. Like, that would be very involved for us to come to your hospital and say, okay, you guys are certified in being burnout prepared. That is coming down the road, but for now, you'll be a member hospital, and so that potential or prospective team members or people who are thinking about coming to work for your hospital will know that your hospital provides the Veterinary Burnout P.R.E.P certification for anyone who works at that hospital. You're going to get free resources that you can post in your hospital and free topics for discussions, for team meetings and things like that. You'll also be eligible for organizational consulting and speaking engagements. So in other words, we don't do consulting or speaking for any hospital that is not a veterinary burnout prep member hospital, just because it's a simple and easy thing, a simple and easy first step that lets us know that the hospital or the organization is serious about veterinary well-being, and they're not just bringing us in as some checkbox type of mentality. You're also going to get a hospital shout out to social media and also to our email list and our following, so that people can know that your organization is doing something and that they do care about well-being, care about burnout. And you'll also earn a spot on our well-being hospital map that we have, and that could potentially be a powerful recruiting tool. The core instructors, so it's going to be myself here, Dr. Hawley, and we've got Dr. Barry Feldman and Renee Machel. Renee and I co-founded Get MotiVETed, and also we co-created Get MotiVETed University. And then the three of us are somewhat the masterminds behind this amazing certification program. Dr. Barry Feldman's his specialty, his focus area is really in suicide prevention, intervention, and postvention. He has so much experience in that realm, and also in mental health and well-being, things like that. And he teaches a few different courses on Get MotiVETed University. And then we've also got myself. My big thing is going to be in personal development and personal growth. I could talk about well-being, personal development, and personal growth all day long. Literally, I'm always just thinking of more and creative and engaging and entertaining and fun ways that I can teach these things to people just like yourself. And then Renee, she's a certified professional coach and a yoga instructor, and her big specialty is going to be in mindfulness and meditation, two very powerful tools for well-being and being prepared to be burnout free. We also have some adjunct instructors right now who are also on the website. So to your left here, you see Dr. P.R.E.P. She's the founder of the Black TVM Network, and she has a course where she talks about the power, or the what's it called, the contagious nature of inclusivity, and how it allows you to be your authentic self at work, and how we should work to really create these inclusive work environments, and that's really powerful for burnout. And then we have Tom Seco here on top, and then we've got CJ Burnett, and they are the co-founders of Florida Veterinary Advisors, and they're both financial advisors, so certified financial advisors, and they have a 2-hour race-approved course on Get MotiVETed University that you'll be able to partake in to learn about the health and wellness aspect of being prepared for burnout. Now, the one thing people always want to know is, how much is this going to cost me, man? So the investment for the burnout certification is going to be $397 for the initial first year. And then to maintain that certification is just $47 per year annually. And the $397 basically comes out to $1.08 per day for a year, for 365 days, and that'll put you at that $397. And that's also the cost if you were to break that down per week. It's like one you pick two at Panera Bread per week. Okay, that's what that comes out to. And if you are a small hospital or organization, then the price is for the first year, it's going to be $2,997, and then $997 each year for ongoing team access. And again, that means that everyone on your team, they don't have to pay a dime, and they can get access to this program. And if you're a large hospital organization that's greater than 50 members, contact us for a custom quote. And then if you're a large consolidated or a large group of hospitals, also contact us for special pricing there. And if you're a teeny tiny little hospital, maybe it's just a small mobile practice and you want to get Veterinary Burnout P.R.E.P certified, if you just got like, 2 or 3 team members, then also feel free to contact us and we may be able to work with you there. This certification program is for all veterinary roles. If you're in the veterinary profession in any capacity, then this is for you. You don't have to be a licensed veterinary technician or a veterinarian or a certified veterinary practice manager or anything like that. If you are thinking about coming into veterinary medicine as an assistant or as a pre-veterinary student, anything like that, this program is for you. You will find tons of value in the program. The program is going to launch in April 2022, which is right around the corner. And basically the way it works is that you're going to take courses to earn those 20 hours. And for each course that you complete, you will get a certificate at the end of it that will populate. So basically, you will be able to create an account on Get MotiVETed University, and so your name would show up here, and you would be able to come down at your dashboard page. You click on certificate, and once you click that certificate, you'll see all the different certificates that you've earned here. And so, well, for me, I've already earned my Suicide Prevention Basics certificate, and the certificate is going to look like this. You can download the certificate, and when it comes time for you to submit your final application, you would use that certificate, you would submit that to us, and we would review your entire application. And you're also going to have to complete the 2 assignments, and this is my favorite part. So for a lot of like different programs and things like that out there, it's just kind of like it's just click through, do the courses, and that's basically it. But for this, we have 2 meaningful assignments that you can complete, and we have we'll have a list of approved assignments that you can actually go through. So examples of assignments can be if there's something that you learn in one of the courses and you want to implement that, all you would have to do is write or tell us about how you have implemented that in the result that you're seeing, or some of the challenges you're seeing with implementing that result. So you're basically just telling us about your experience, or if there's a certain book that you want to read. So we'll have an approved reading list. You can go and you can read a book about well-being, or a book about burnout, or a book about whatever it is that we have here, and then you can do a report. In the specifics of that report, you will actually get once you have signed up for the certification program. But it's going to be something very simple. It's not going to be anything complex like applying to veterinary school or anything like that. And these assignments are meant to be practical, so that you're actually practicing the things that you're doing. So you're not just learning a lot of information, but you're actually going and implementing that information so that you can get the results. What we did not want to create was some simple little program where you can just go through and maybe just click through while you're watching TV or something like that and get the certification, and not to actually get the results and the benefits from it. Anyone who boasts of this Veterinary Burnout P.R.E.P certification program, it's robust enough that we're going to know that you have actually gone through and done the work, so that you can get the results and really build up our profession, so that we can continue to encourage people to come into what I believe is the world's most rewarding and prestigious profession on the face of the planet. Okay, and there are a host of other assignments that you can do as well. For the assignments, if you don't like writing, you can actually record an audio or a video and upload that and send that to us, and that will work as well. And again, you look at the details once you have enrolled into the program. And so at the end, once you've done your 20 hours, you've got your certificates, if you've completed your 2 assignments, you will submit those to us. We will review those things, and Once your application is reviewed and approved, you will receive your credentials. You will now have your CVBP. You can put those letters proudly at the end of your name. And if you're going into interviews or if you're asking for a raise, you can let your employer know that you have got your CVBP. And it is our firm belief that this will carry a lot of weight in the future as we move forward with the progression of the entire veterinary profession. And you'll also get public recognition on social media and into our following. We will let people know that you are an individual who has completed your veterinary burnout preparedness certification program. After you have gotten your certification, how do you maintain that? Again, you're going to have to resubmit annually for this, and we'll talk about that, what that looks like in just a second here. That will be that $47 annual certification fee. And then also the process, you'll have to submit the application just like you do. And if you're a licensed technician or a licensed veterinarian right now, then you understand how that kind of works with your CE and things of that nature. And so this will be a very similar process, very simple. It's going to be super easy to keep up with your certificates and your assignments each year. One thing that Renee and I have learned as veterinary well-being enthusiasts and instructors is that, and people who actually practice this, we're not just like telling you what we've read in books. These are things that we implement, is that it's through the consistent and constant and just sometimes it's like a daily campaign of just doing a little bit every single day that really allows us to confidently move forward as burnout free and burnout prepared individuals. And so that's why we want to continue with the 20 hours, continue with the assignments each year. Now, here's something that's really interesting. This is like one of my favorite parts of this certification program, and I think you're going to love this, but you may have the question, do I have to get all 20 hours from GMU? And the answer is yes and no. So for year one, we do want you to get all of your hours from GMU, Get MotiVETed University. And again, right now we've got 20 race approved credit hours and over 60 plus non-race approved hours that you can actually use for those 20 hours. But there are some things that we sincerely believe in from all of the research and the studying and the practicing that we've done that not everyone teaches. And we really want to make sure that you have the solid foundational background for well-being and for being burnout prepared and for being burnout free. We want to make sure you get those foundational principles, because once you have those foundational principles, you can basically go anywhere and you can learn the well-being stuff, and you'll know how it fits into your life as a human and a veterinary professional. So we want you to get all 20, but after that, there are so many veterinary specific well-being instructors and organizations out there. We want you to be able to get some of your experience from other people, because they may be teaching something different that's also really beneficial. There are other people's stories and experiences, right, that maybe you relate to a little bit better than ours, and maybe they resonate with you a little bit more, or maybe it's a different technique or a different strategy. And we want you to be able to go and get some of that. So for years 2 and beyond, you only have to get 10 hours from a Get MotiVETed University or from a Get MotiVETed resource. There are going to be some live talks and things like that where you can just show up, and there'll be a way to collect your certificate for your hours from showing up to live events as well. But you can also, for example, if you go to a conference and we're not at that conference and there's going to be some well-being talks or talks on burnout or something like that, if you go to those and you can document that you went to those talks, right, and there will be a process for making sure that you actually went to those talks and to get the proof and things like that. It will have to be approved beforehand, but you can go to other resources, or if there's a really good book, or if there's a YouTube video that you found that's really amazing and awesome, you can also potentially use some of those resources. And again, you'll get the full details once you've actually enrolled into the Veterinary Burnout Certification Program, all the little nitty-gritty details about what's approved and what's not approved. And finally, how do you get started? So if you're excited right now about your Veterinary Burnout Certification Program, then there are 2 simple next steps. Number 1, you've got to fill out a brief application. We want to make sure that you are aligned for this program and that we are on the same page. And we also want to learn a little bit more about you. So this isn't some just, big, broad program. We want to build a relationship with you and with your team members. If you're a hospital leader, we want to know which things make you tick, what challenge areas there are right now, where you are on that burnout scale, and what your role is in the veterinary profession and things like that. So the link is in the description for this application. All right, and it'll be a brief application, won't take you long. And then after that, once we approve your application, and I'm sure we will, you'll get a link to actually go and enroll into the Veterinary Burnout Certification Program through GMU. So there is a link in the description for enrolling, but you do have to have that application completed. And once you complete your application, there'll also be a link that's emailed over to you where you can go and take that next step and go ahead and do that. With that being said, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to your certification. If you have any questions or concerns about anything with this Veterinary Burnout Certification Program, feel free to shoot us an email and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. But this is going to be exciting. We know you're going to learn so much from this program, and we hope that you are tremendously excited about just getting started with all of this. And as we have said many times before, burnout is real, but it does not have to be your real or your reality, okay? Take care, and we look forward to interacting with you in the courses and in the certification program. Take care.